Hello and welcome to the Comfy Crafter. I am the Comfy Crafter and today we're going to be continuing on with our bunny. If you have been enjoying these videos or if you would like to encourage me to make more videos, please consider liking and subscribing. It really has helped me see whether it's going well or not. Today we're looking at the bunny's ears. So the bunny's ears start off as does the rest of this pattern, with the magic circle, and you know, we've done the magic circle several times now, and there's a video of it on my channel. But it really is a portion of the pattern that once you've mastered, it will become quite straightforward. But initially getting the hang of it does take a little bit of time, because if you get your stitches too tight, then the loops don't move, or you get your stitches too uneven, and it becomes difficult on the next row to get the increases, things like that. But it is practice makes perfect, and the beauty of these patterns is that there are quite a few opportunities to practice throughout the pattern. I mean, on my first bunny, I found that each portion of the bunny I got more confident, and it became tighter and neater, and I could see where I was going wrong at each point. This pattern again is just double crochet, so I'm not gonna explain to you every single time how to do double crochet. In some of my videos going forward, I'm going to look at patterns that have got more variety of stitches within them, and different ways of using similar stitches to create different effects. But for now, this particular pattern is just double crochet. I think Americans would see it as single crochet. It's the same stitch. I've been doing this for about 2 years now, and I hope at some point to be able to, design my own patterns. But I'm very much in the phase of learning through doing a lot of different people's patterns, and each pattern is slightly different. Each pattern has its own ways of explaining things and ways of doing things. As I say, We Woolly Wonderfuls work a lot with magic circle and double crochet. Other patterns will use an adjustable ring, which is similar to the magic circle. The magic circle can be used instead. But it's just a case of working through and figuring out which ones work best for you. I particularly enjoy making the animals. I enjoy seeing the pieces of the puzzle come together to create something which is, every single one's unique, because every single one's made is handmade, so you never get quite identical each time. And there are areas that I still need to work on. My sewing up, which you'll see in the next couple of videos, is not necessarily the neatest, but it's improved. It's improved a lot over the last 2 years, so I'm continually learning and trying to develop the skills needed to make really good toys, basically. And I started doing this because I wanted to get away from the computer screen, and so I bought a kit and had a go. YouTube videos taught me how to do a lot of stuff, but also just following the patterns, following instructions on the patterns. Sometimes I find it easier if it's just written down in front of me what I need to do. But I created my first bunny in August 2020, and he looked like a bunny. He wasn't perfect, but he looked like a bunny. So this ear is, it took about half an hour to create, and what you do after the ear is created in much the same way as the leg, but we're not going to stuff it. So rather than finishing off with double crochet across the top, what we're going to do is we're going to flatten it out so it's not full of stuffing, and then we're going to get a needle and we're going to sew across the top of the ear. So we're going to fold it into like a C shape and then sew across, and that'll allow us to stand the ear up when we sew it onto the body later on. Not the body. You don't sew an ear onto a body. If you're sewing it onto the body, you're probably doing it wrong. Sew it onto the head later on. We're going to make the head in the next video. So and then hopefully get it all sewn up, and we'll see how it ends up looking. So to sew it up, all I'm doing is I'm just going because this is it. It's essentially just a holding stitch, so all I'm doing is going back and forth through the stitches. I'm sure there's a proper name for the stitch. Might be blanket stitch, I can't remember. I was never very good at embroidery. But we're just sewing it together so that it's got a firm end at the sort of head end of the ear. So far for Arthur, I've now got his body, which is just appearing. Yep, I've got his body, I've got 2 arms, and I've got 2 ears now. So in the next video, we're going to create his head. As you can see, I had a little bit of an issue with the amount of yarn I had left over for this project. So I started off strong with the blue, and then I realised that actually I'm not going to have quite enough colour. So I do have a second body option for this, which is a dark blue body, and I'm still trying to decide. Whether to go for the dark blue or the light blue for the body. The head will be a combination of the dark blue and the light blue, and I'll be putting a poll up on Instagram to try and figure out which body will be best. But yeah, he's a bit of a hodgepodge, but he will look fab when he's done, and hopefully you'll join me for the next video where we'll do his head.